What do you desire? Money and wealth, glory, honor and pride, authority and power, revenge, or something that transcends all of them? Whatever you desire, you can find by climbing the Tower of God. This is the story of Rachel, who climbed the tower so that she could see the stars, and of Balm, who needed nothing except her. This is their end and their beginning. Hey guys, Casper here from the Geek Home. Welcome back to another anime review. Today I'm joined here by my two wonderful co-hosts, Goku from Dragon Ball Z and Finn from Star Wars. And we're going to be taking a look at The Tower of God, which is an anime that came out, I believe, earlier this year. The first season came out on Crunchyroll. It is a Crunchyroll original and is in fact based off a webtoon. It is South Korean. That's usually what the South Koreans don't do manga, obviously, because manga is specific to Japan. They do something called, I think it's called manhwa, and they're more like webtoons effectively. And the Tower of God is, this anime series is based off a webtoon comic that's had, I think, like a 3-season run of a webtoon comic. I have to be honest, this has been a very big surprise for me. I looked at the show a couple of times on Crunchyroll and considered watching it, but every time I was like, nah, I don't know, it doesn't seem to be something that I might enjoy. But then one day I was just like, I don't have anything else to watch, and I just decided let me watch it. And I was literally hooked immediately. It is one of the best anime productions I have watched in probably the last 2 or 3 years. The animation isn't like high level. It's nothing like Jujutsu Kaisen or Masuka Tensei or first season of ReZero or multiple others. So it's not like the top level animation, but it has pretty good animation. I would sort of put it in the sort of categories similar to something like maybe Hell's Paradise. But when it comes to Tower of God, the primary thing for me is the feeling of the show, first of all, which is brilliantly set by the music by Kevin Penkin. It has an unbelievably good music soundtrack to it, which you can listen to on YouTube actually. And then the story and the characters are just really well done. It has a very compelling story and has extremely compelling characters. It doesn't break itself like a lot of animes have a good run for a couple of episodes and then just starts falling apart and starts doing weird stuff with itself and just gets off track. It doesn't do any of that. It is a non-conventional show from the start, but it consistently keeps itself on track. And has a consistent story that it is trying to tell, and it has some very shocking moments and good action, good character development, good interactions with characters between each other, a compelling world. It's a strange world. It's kind of hard to describe. Fortunately it's not another isekai in any sort of way. But it has certain elements to it that I would describe to being similar to something like an isekai, where we're put into a world which is very, very different from our our world, effectively. So it's a bit unclear what the basis of the world is. They don't exactly explain it at any point, so far, and that we've seen anyway. But it has a very compelling and interesting world, and it doesn't overflow you with exposition about anything. It tells itself and it explains the world as things go along, and it just keeps you hooked, in my opinion. And it is one of, once again, like I said, one of the best animes I've watched of the last few years. Just a complete surprise hit for me. I can highly recommend watching it. Just from the music, it is so good. It's very often, a lot of anime shows are just let down by their music tracks. If I can sort of give an example of this, for me is the new Kenshin remake. It isn't bad. It has very good animation. It even has better animation than this show, and it improves the animation and a lot of the storytelling, maybe a little bit here and there. It does some tweaks to it being more like the manga, but the original Kenshin's music was a very big part of that show for me, and I think for a lot of people. And the new music track is just so incredibly flat. If it just had the music from the original show, it would probably completely fix the problems I have with it, for the most part anyway. It's just unfortunate that they didn't get that heavy, impactful music. I can't unfortunately remember who did the music for it, but if they should have really tried to do that again, because it's just such a big part of what made the original so good and made those moments in the original so good. And this is what this show has. It has just these incredible moments which are just backed up by the music, and just the entire production of how the music is done is just so good. And then it has a good story and good characters, and everything about it just works for me. I'm not going to say that it will be everybody's type of show, definitely not. It is not a fan service show in any sort of way, so if that's why you watch anime, then probably you're not going to like it. It's a character and story driven show completely. It reminds me a bit more of how anime used to be. Well, I've been watching anime for a very long time. Whatever, old man jokes. So I've been watching anime for quite a long time. I mean, the first anime I ever watched was, to be honest, was Akira. And I'm not even kidding. And I've been watching anime since then. And this reminds me a bit more of how anime used to be in like the early 2000s. A bit more serious and more sort of harder edge. So I have to be honest, I really enjoyed it. I think anybody can enjoy it. It is just such a well-told show, and just such a good story and compelling characters. And it has very shocking things that happen in it, and very surprising things, and it's extremely emotional show. It's one of those that when the season ends, you're really just like, oh, can we please just get that second season now? Which is already coming. It is coming, I think, in next year. It's either June or July next year, which the second season will be coming out, which is really awesome. So because it's a Crunchyroll original, we sort of get a lot more insight when they seem to give a lot more insight as to when things will be renewed. And it is it's available in sub, it's available in dub. Either way, I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it. It has a good dub track. The dub is really good. Subtitles, yeah, I mean, it's a Crunchyroll show, so it's done pretty well. I just think it is overall one of the best shows I've watched once again, repeating myself, once again, one of the best shows I've watched the last few years. And I can highly recommend you watch it. So yeah, Tower of God. Go and check it out on Crunchyroll. I would also recommend getting a Crunchyroll subscription if you don't have one. I'm not sponsored by Crunchyroll in any sort of way, but I just think like it's the only streaming service at this stage which I pay for, which I think at least has some value really attached to it. Everything else just seems to me, I almost never watch them, or there's very little value attached to them for me. Especially if you consider how little you pay for Crunchyroll in comparison to how much I watch Crunchyroll. But yeah, so check out Tower of God, and check out our store, The Geek Home, geekhome.co.za. We're based in South Africa, Pretoria, in Moreleta Park. We're a tabletop gaming sort of merchandise, all kinds of stuff like that. Check us out, geekhome.co.za. And then please go and check out Tower of God. I'm sort of against giving exact ratings to things. I'd rather give recommendations or not recommendations, and this is definitely as a recommendation for me. And then I just wanted to ask my co-hosts what their opinions are based. Well, anyway guys, I will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this, and more anime reviews, more tabletop gaming stuff, product openings, all kinds of stuff we're going to be doing through our YouTube channel. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and then I will check you next time. I will see you at the store. Cheers.